Hi, hello, welcome. I'm Ruth. It's been a while, so thank you for tuning in, sticking around, and just being here. I have three books I'd like to share with you. Two of them I was given a advanced reader copy, so you know for sure I will always give you my thoughts on it, honestly. The last one is the book that I wanted to check out, so come with me. So, the first book I'd like to share was given to me for free by an author. His name is Peter, so thank you so much. His book is called Abused, Used, Broken, Spat Out. Wow. The title is very heavy handed, but also very eye catching, in my opinion, just because of how it's titled. First, I'd also like to point out I normally read authors' autobiography and their memoirs more in a poem, unstructured, or a graphic novel style. I don't really read a lot of autobiographies that I would say like a traditional book style. So just wanted to point that out. So the way that this book is structured, it's not straight lines across. I'll put it up on the screen and you'll know what I mean. So it looks like that. And I like it because it kind of shows you the author's thoughts and his brain working. So I like how it physically kind of shows you his like fragmented thoughts. He does also tell you disclaimer of what to expect in this book and some themes and topics that he talks about because it is his life. So there's a lot of heavy stuff. And I appreciate that because you as a reader will know what to expect when you read this book. There is some cussing, which I don't like, but I already knew that going in. And the cussing is not distracting or feels out of place or it's too much. I think it's the right amount because that is the author. And that's why it's okay. But otherwise, I that would be like my dislike for this book. A couple other things that I appreciated about this book is the author just being so real in his thoughts and the way he writes. I genuinely felt like when I was reading this book, I was sitting across from him and we were just talking about his life. That's how I felt when I was reading his book. And I really liked that he also was very cognizant and reflective on trying to break the chains of his past. And that's all I can really ask for. This book to me was a very enjoyable read, very quick, and I would give this a 4 stars. The next book I'd like to talk about is called Endless is the Night Black Sun. Thank you so much, Book Sirens, for providing me a copy of this book. This one is going to be a 5-book series by the author, and it's all about Japanese myth, folklore, and culture. You guessed it, this book is set in Japan. 3 friends go to this thinking that it's going to be a wonderful vacation. However, they did not realize that this was going to be turning into a horror movie. This book, the way the author writes the scenes, really makes it very immersive. I just had a very ominous feel throughout the story and just the chill factor of the secretive nature of some of the people that these characters meet. I think you can really tell the author's influence when it comes to Japanese culture and understanding, just incorporating all of the Japanese spiritual, mythical, and folklore stories and beliefs that the Japanese people have. I really like that it blended really well with reality and not reality. So it was a nice blend. To me, Japanese horror mystery is always a good story to tell, in my opinion. So throughout the novel, you can see how the characters grow or regress in the situations that are put in. Because honestly, I wouldn't even know how I would react in those type of situations that the characters are put in. There's a lot of stress, a lot of unknowns, especially also when you are in a different country and you don't understand the language. That even creates more of an uncertainty, especially when you don't know things. The last book of the video is called Is This a Cry for Help? I'm going to cut to the chase. I gave it a 1 star. I'll first give you the reasons why I liked the book, and then, of course, the reasons I didn't. First one, in the back of the book, the author has this call to action on what you can do to support your local library, which I love because it gives people an idea of what you can do. Even simply getting a library card and checking books out is already a win in support of libraries. The second thing is you get a glimpse of what librarians have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And of course, who doesn't love some library drama? The things that I don't like about this book are, the first one is it seems like this character supports a certain media at a library, thinking that it's okay, even though this media can be very. As I was mid-sentence, the camera died, but this is a new day of filming. My makeup and hair is different than the previous clips, but just for uniformity and continuity, I just decided to wear the same shirt, but it is a new day of filming. So to continue my thoughts, I believe that if this certain media is not appropriate in an elementary, high school, junior high setting, then I don't think this type of media should be allowed to be watched in a public library setting, especially because it's so triggering and kids can walk by and look at the media that this person is watching. So I just don't think it's appropriate. The other thing is, if you watched my previous videos or if you're new, I am really big on, if authors have a supporting cast, I hope that these supporting casts really add to the story, add to the character. And to me, the characters that were listed in the Cry for Help book, to me, I just felt like they did nothing for the story or the character herself. I felt like a lot of the topics and characters that were in this book was just a check mark on requirements that you're supposed to have in a book. And to me, I don't think that's gonna add value to the story at all. That's my opinion. And that's all I'll say for that. I would have given this book a 0 star, but that's not a choice, so 1 star. And then for the other book, Endless is the Night, I would give that a 4 stars. Please let me know your thoughts. Did you had a chance to read any of these books? Did you have a favorite character? As always, it would really help me out a lot if you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Happy shelf surfing.